Hey guys, this is Miss Dupe, and today we are going to talk about systems of equations. So that's going to be the title of your notes, and this is notes page number 3 since we started numbering our pages for the new quarter and semester. So the definition of a system of equations is a set of equations in which common solutions are solved for. So we're trying to solve for normally just two equations at one time, and we want the solution to be the same for both equations. So in 8th grade math, the only way that we are required to do this is by graphing. So what I'm going to do is have you draw a really rough graph in your notes. And remember, this is the x-axis and the y-axis. And then what we are going to do is go over a couple examples. So the first example is going to be for the two equations, y equals 1/3 x and y equals x minus 2. So we have to find the solution to both of those. So first of all, these are all supposed to be in the form y equals mx plus b. So as you see here for the first equation, your b is 0 since there's not anything there. And for the second equation, your slope is non-existent as it looks like, so we know it's an invisible 1 right here. So now we're going to take the first equation, y equals 1/3 x plus 0, and we're going to graph it here on our rough graph that we drew. So since our b is 0, we're going to put a point here at the origin at 0, 0, and then our slope is 1/3. So we are going to go up 1 over 3 and put a point, up 1 over 3 and put a point. Now, it's super important for systems of equations that we graph all the way across our graph. So we talked a little bit about how to go backwards with graphing, but now we actually have to do it. It's very important we do it. So we're going to go back to our original point, which was at the origin, and we're going to fill in the left side of our graph by going down 1 and left 3 and putting a point. And by doing that, we have created a line all the way across our graph where we have points all the way across. Now at the same time, on the same graph, we're going to graph y equals 1x minus 2. So our y-intercept is -2, so our first point goes at -2 on the y-axis. And then our slope is 1, so that means we're just going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Now, if you look here at the last point that we plotted, that is crossing over our other line that we graphed. Once you cross over the other line that you graphed, that is where your solution is. So I'm going to highlight it right here is the solution to our systems of equations. Once your lines cross, all you do is note the coordinate at which they cross. So here our lines are crossing at what looks like 3, 1. How do I know that? Because if we're looking at our graph, it was over 3 here, and then it was at 1 on the y-axis. So I know it's really confusing mixing up our slope and also our coordinates, but remember this is our x coordinate and this is our y coordinate. So that's how we got 3, 1. So now we're just going to do another example again. So just draw a really rough graph so that in general you know how to do this when you look at your notes for a refresher. Make sure you mark your x and your y axis. And this time we're going to do y equals -2x plus 5 and y equals 1/2 x. So the first equation is very straightforward. We have our m and our b. The second equation, we're missing our b, so just note a +0 there so that we know where to start our equation. The top equation, we're going to be starting at +5 since it's +5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up on the y-axis, and then our m, or our slope, is -2, so that means we're going to go down 2 and then over 1. So down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2. And just do that until you fill up your whole graph. You'll be doing this on a much nicer graph paper when you do the actual assignment. For the second equation, you're going to start at 0, so at the origin. And then your slope is 1/2, so you're going to be going up 1 over 2. And ooh, you got lucky with this one. They're crossing right here where it hits the first line, so you don't really have to graph anything else, which is super nice. And you just have to note the coordinate at which they're crossing. So it's crossing at, the x coordinate is 2, and the y coordinate is 1. So that is how you solve systems of equations. Thanks for watching.